Hi guys, this is Clipstay here, and today I will be doing a tutorial on how to turn something like this into something like this. So this neat little piece of example text right here is exactly what you need for a process such as this. So just open up your PowerPoint and, as always, you got this little piece of screen right here. You can either delete this and create a text box, or you don't really have to. Now, to do sort of stuff like this, all you really need to do is just to have a piece of text, and what we're going to be using is the format text and format shape tools, which is down here as you right click. So what you can do, format shape, and that's basically going to give you all the options to modify it into this. Now those are all the tools that you're going to need, but first of all we're going to want to make the text bigger, obviously. So let's start by making it bigger and change it to a font that's a bit more appealing. So this looks about right, and to start off we're going to try formatting the shape of it. Now the shape, what you're doing here is changing the background of the text box, which is the shape. Here are the different options you can modify it with. I usually go with gradient fill. These look pretty neat. Customize your color to suit whatever style you're going for. Add or remove markers. These just create or delete points of color. Now the settings here are pretty straightforward. Preset gradients, they're just preset examples. You can use them if you want to, you don't really have to. I suggest creating your own custom one. These, well, you can see what they're doing. Different effects, pretty much. I'm going to go with path. Position, again, pretty straightforward. These will apply to the gradient stops as shown here. Okay, so that's fill. Next would be the line, which does pretty much the same thing, only it changes the color of the line. We'll go with a solid color on this one. Again, you could choose to do gradient if you wanted to. Has the same effect. Width changes how thick the line is. And compound type changes the effectish thing and layering of the lines. And the rest is relatively straightforward. Don't really need to get into the advanced stuff anyway. So once that's done, you can move on to the effects. Now this part is where it gets a bit cooler. You got your presets here, which is what I usually use, because just messing around with the settings gives you variable results. Yeah, you can choose shadows to suit whatever. Naturally, these settings below it would change the settings of it. Not much else I can say about it. That's pretty much it. Angle, again, changes the angle. Same with this. Now reflection. This creates a reflection. You can change it according to how reflective you want it to be, how transparent or non-transparent you want it to be. There's not much to that. Glow, a lot of people use glow in a lot of cases. You can go with a preset, or you can choose a specific color. just the size. Maybe transparency, get something cool. Soft edges. This not too helpful, but it's there if you want it. Now 3D format. This is where it gets really cool. This and the material parts. Now, once you do this, you're going to start noticing some changes around here in the edges, making it looks like it's standing out. Change the bevel if you want, make it look taller, thicker, or not. Bottom, you can change this as well. Just mess with the settings, really. It's pretty much how you learn. Depth, you can change the depth color. Usually go with the dark one or something. Now material, you can change it to a lot of specific effects which do look pretty cool once used. For example, if I change it to metal and look at it like this, you will be able to see it taking effect, sort of. And that's just for the text box itself. Lighting, same. Mess around with these settings. Then you get your 3D rotation, which is another very cool part. The height is exactly what you think it is. The height. Only not the height, only sideways. That's pretty much it. Next, this is more positioning and stuff, most of which you can do just by dragging and rotating around. And then, well, then you get the text. And that's pretty much what people are here for. See how the text is still looking pretty stale and dumb? Well, now you can change it. Text, gradient fill, picture with texture fill, or pattern fill, and you got the rest. Let's go with the gradient fill on this one. Green, it's not really standing out against the background. Maybe let's do a change of color. How about purple? And as always, mess around with these settings down here, and you can change it to whatever suits you or your creative design style, or whatever it is you're intending for. Text outline, yep. We can put a little gradient around here. Let's do a nice bit of, well, yeah, that looks terrible, but it's an example, so it's not like it's going to matter too much. What was this? Same as always. Shadows, same as always. Just like what we did with the shape, the text box. Change the shadow color, make it a bit more. Nope, not going to happen. That looks soft and weak. I don't appreciate it, but now it's a bit better. Transparency, blur, angle, distance, all that stuff you can mess around with. Reflection, get some reflection in there. All this stuff, again, just mess around with these settings, you'll get eventually. Actually, let's try orange. Yep, looks good. 3D format. That's pretty basic. Now it stands out. Gives it a little metallic look. Quite nice. Bottom. Yeah. Looking good, looking weird, looking terrible actually. Orange again. Quite like orange. Now this has very little effect, but some others might have a bit more effect. lighting, just changes the angle at which light comes at and whether that light comes in at all. Again, you got your 3D presets, but since we've already done a 3D preset over here, it's been set as default for this one there. And that's pretty much it. You've got a nice little piece of example text here, which, if you want, you can just completely change what it says. Don't worry, I won't be offended. Now, it might lag on some machines depending on your hardware. Well, looks like a terrible abomination of the Joker, but I think I finished this tutorial pretty well, seeing as it was my first, and it serves as a voice reveal, which I'm sure many of you would have been eagerly waiting for. Well, there you have it. I hope this tutorial has helped you in some way. It's not like you needed me to learn anything from it, but yeah, PowerPoint has a pretty neat little image and text formatting tool which you can use to edit basic stuff, make it look 3D without having to use PowerPoint, which, did I say PowerPoint? I meant Photoshop, which I also have. Goodbye.